guys, so as you know from the title, I am currently pregnant. So today is Wednesday, this is going to go up on Thursday, but I am today 12 weeks and 4 days. And I wanted to wait to film this until I got into my second trimester, which is going to be transitioning over on Saturday. On my 13th week, my trimesters change on Saturday. But I wanted to wait because I found out in November that I was pregnant. So I found out in November, which I believe I got pregnant at the end of October, right about the time we moved into this house. And I kept it a secret until Christmas Eve and told my husband and told my family on Christmas Eve. So everyone found out, my friends, everybody found out then. And I was just about going into my 12th week. And I literally told them Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day I miscarried. Well, I started the process of the miscarriage on Christmas Day. It was so shocking to me. I'd never been pregnant. I'd never gone through a miscarriage. I have a family member who went through one, but I was young, so I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know the process. I didn't know. So it took about a total of 2 weeks by the time I went to see my doctor, which I'm thankful that I went into the doctor because here's why I think I had a miscarriage. We found out through blood tests that I am a rare blood type. I'm Rho negative and my husband is A positive. So I guess our blood types are different and the baby's blood type was A positive. So my body basically attacked the baby per se, thinking it was a virus or a bacteria that shouldn't have been there. So by finding that out, I had to go through a RhoGAM shot. So I had a RhoGAM shot right after. As soon as I found out my blood type and his blood type, I went in for the RhoGAM shot. And they told me my next pregnancy should be fine. And I wasn't even sure. I didn't know if it was my age. I didn't know. It was so confusing to me in the process. I just felt I did so much research on Google, which I think was like good and bad because you hear so many different mixed things and I was just trying to figure out if that was what it was. Was it a miscarriage? Was it what they call implantation bleeding? I wasn't really sure. So I tried YouTubing, like going on YouTube and finding stuff, and you don't really find much about miscarriages. It's kind of that taboo that nobody really talks about. It's not something that's fun. It's not something that's exciting. It's just a time where it's just basically a process that you go through to grieve and try to come to terms and figure it out. And I honestly was okay. I think my husband and my parents took it a lot harder than I did because I was under the mindset that the baby wasn't developing right, something was wrong, and it's better that this happens now than, while I'm 6 months or when the baby's born and I find out that something's wrong. So to me, it was just a blessing that my body was able to recognize and know that something was wrong. So I can do a whole video on that process and the miscarriage if you guys are interested. I don't mind sharing that story and what happened, what transpired, the process if you guys are interested. I can do that. Just let me know in the comments below and I can go into it. Maybe it'll help some of you guys that, have had this or if you have friends who have gone through it. So that happened in December of this year. So they told me and my husband that we could wait until my first menstrual cycle and then you could try having, a child after. So I went off birth control pills in August. So I got pregnant right away because it was August and I got pregnant around like September, October, I think. So, and I wasn't sure. I didn't know because I have girlfriends who went off birth control pills and it's taken them 2 years. It's taken some a year. Some it still hasn't happened. So I wasn't really sure how the process would work or the timing. I just didn't know. So I knew we were moving into this house, so we had decided in August that we were going to start trying, and so everything took place. So I found out this time that I was pregnant. I found out actually this time, it's funny, the first time I knew I was pregnant, I just felt different. and I just knew. My breasts were so sore, and that was my first. It wasn't like, it was my first sign. It wasn't like menstrual cycle like soreness. It was a completely different level of soreness. So the first time I knew, like the second I took the pregnancy test, I was in between doing laundry, and I walked back into the bathroom and I saw that plus sign. And I was like, I knew, I just knew. So this time I had no idea. Like I didn't know. My husband is the one that said to me, "Are you pregnant?" And I was like, "No." And I was expecting my menstrual cycle at the end of that month. So I don't know how he figured it out. I don't know if it's like intuition or he just knew. And that was on a Monday. So Tuesday, I had one pregnancy test left. So I thought, I'm just going to take it and see. I took it. I didn't even have to wait the 5-minute or 3-minute. I mean, that thing just showed up instantly. I was pregnant. So it was kind of a shock because it happened quickly after my miscarriage. It was just about a month, I guess. And so I don't know why I say I was shocked. I was shocked because I was like, oh, I didn't know what happened that quickly. So I kept that a secret from him because I was still processing my own thoughts. I kept it a secret for about, I think, a week. I think it was like a week. And then he realized, like on that Sunday, he was like, "You're acting different and I don't know what's going on." And so I finally had said to him, "We're pregnant." So this time around, I did keep it a secret from my family, from my friends. I didn't tell anybody because of what happened the first time. And the first time around, I was 12 weeks, although that pregnancy was completely different than this time around. The first time when I miscarried, my stomach was always very crampy, and I had almost like this pull pressure in my stomach all the time. When I was working out, I had like this just constant pressure. This time around, it's been completely different. I don't have, the only thing I noticed, and it's finally going away a little bit, is the extremely tender breast. And that, it was the same the first time and it's the same this time. So that's the only thing that is, the same. But I kept it a secret this time just because I wanted to make sure I had enough doctor's appointments, I had enough, lab tests, I had enough scans. I wanted to make sure that everything was going to be okay before I announced the news, because it was such a heartbreak for my mom, and I didn't want her to go through that again. This time around, I waited until Mother's Day. So my husband's family knew on Mother's Day, and then my family knew on Mother's Day, and then I announced it my social media sites on Mother's Day. So I waited this time until I knew. They told me the baby was developing healthy, I was healthy, everything was fine. So I wanted to this time make sure that there was not, there's never, I guess, you can't ever say that you're out of the clear or that they're 100% sure. To me, I guess, since I went through everything I did, I still have in the back of my mind that there's always that chance. So I guess once you've been through it, you're always still kind of scared and worried. But I'm trying to just let that go and know that all my doctor's appointments I've been to, everything has been healthy. The baby's developing healthy. Everything looks like it's on track and going really well. So I let everyone know on Mother's Day, and I think Mother's Day was Sunday. So I had just turned 12 weeks. So just 3 months on that Saturday. So Mother's Day was Sunday. So I let everyone know then. This first trimester for me has been just a complete blessing, and I didn't have morning sickness the first time around. I haven't had morning sickness at all this time, which I'm so thankful, because I really was expecting that I would. My mom has told me like horrific nightmare stories about her morning sickness, morning, noon, and night. It wasn't just morning for her. And I have 2 other siblings. I have 2 brothers, and she said for all of us, she was constantly in the bathroom, just vomiting sick. So my whole life, I've always thought, oh, I don't want to get pregnant. I'm going to be like my mom. I'm so terrified. Like, I've been terrified my whole life. Thank goodness that I have had complete opposite from what my mom has experienced. And I haven't had morning sickness at all. I had probably in 1 week, it was just in 1 week, and I want to say it was around my 7th, 8th week, I had nausea for maybe 2 or 3 days. And then one day I did physically get sick. And I honestly think that was from something I ate that day. As soon as I got done eating it, I didn't feel well. I felt really sick. I felt really nauseous, and I just couldn't keep it down. So I don't really think that was morning sickness. I think that was more of like what I ate that just made me sick. So luckily I haven't had morning sickness. I haven't had any like cramping. I know my doctor, she had said like as you get further along you'll have like ligament pains or the round ligament pains. I haven't had anything like that. I've still been able to work out. I work out every morning. I used to get up every morning around between 4:15, and now I'm like, I'll still wake up. My husband gets up for work at that hour, so I'm still up at that hour. But lately, I'll go back to sleep until maybe like 5:30 or 6, and then I'll get up and work out. But I like to get my workouts done first thing in the morning, and I don't know if that has helped me with not having morning sickness, like just immediately getting up and moving my body and getting into that groove of this is what I'm used to. So I don't know if that's helped me. I mean, it's helped me with my energy level because I haven't been exhausted. I haven't been tired. I've had pretty much the same. I was just telling my doctor today, I feel the same. Like I know that there's a baby growing in my stomach, but I don't feel any different. Like I have probably the last 2 weeks, I've had like my emotions have gone up and down. And this is the first time that I've actually noticed, because up until this point, I've been like, you know, even keel happy. But lately my emotions have just been kind of all over the place. Like one day I could just be like sobbing and crying. The next day I'm like happy, or something will just like all of a sudden just irritate me and I'll just be in a bad mood and I don't even know why. So it's really weird. Like it's so weird when you can't get control of your feelings, or you have, it's almost like an out of body experience. Like I can't control it. I can't even control like the foods that I want to eat. It's just really weird. So really my symptoms, I haven't had morning sickness, thank goodness, because so many of my girlfriends have battled it and it's been like bad. So I kept thinking like, that's going to be me, that's going to be me, that's going to be me. So I haven't had that, and I haven't had any pains. I've had the extremely tender, sore breast, but I think that's common for most every pregnant woman. I have had some acne like on my jawline here, which is the only spot, it's kind of weird. It's the only spot that I've noticed is like this area. And it was just so annoying because for, gosh, 2 weeks, I would wake up every morning and it would be like another one. And I'm like, when's it gonna stop? Like, I mean, normally I would have like the monthly breakouts, but I wasn't used to having like these clusters. And it was all over my jawline. And it was like every morning I would go to the bathroom and I'd look in the mirror and I'm like, where's the new one gonna be? Because I was expecting there to be another one, because every morning it was another one. So I've had the hormonal acne like around my jawline, and that's really it. Other than that, I haven't had like any other breakouts, like my forehead, my cheeks, nothing. And then as far as cravings, I haven't really had like those strong cravings that women talk about. I've had like cravings for weird stuff, like things that maybe I ate in my childhood. And sometimes I think back and I'm like, I don't even think I liked that as a kid. Why am I craving that now? It's so weird. But I've had, the only thing that I really crave that I give into is cereal, which for a long time I completely cut cereal out of my diet because it's one of those things where sometimes I just can't stop. I love cereal. So cereal has been something that I've craved. I have not craved meat at all. The thought of it, the sound of it, no, I just can't. And I guess like just carbs. I've really craved a lot of carbs, and I'm trying to not give in to like those constant like cravings. I am still tracking my macros. I am, watching. I did up my calories from what I was doing before. So I am watching what I eat, make sure I'm getting enough nutrients, getting enough fruits, vegetables, things like that. So I am still doing that. I am able to still work out 2 times a day. I break up my workouts and I'll do like my cardio in the evening. I do weight training, and I always do like a walk jog in the morning. So I am able still to work out. I haven't missed a workout yet. And so that has been like just my saving grace. Like it's one of those things that when your emotions are all over the place, it's like that's my outlet. Working out has always been my outlet for like my stress relief, my just get things off my mind, to process things, it's always been my go-to. I've worked out the majority of my life, and that has been something that I'm so thankful that I've been able to keep up, and I think maybe that's helped with my energy, things like that. There have been some days where I do get tired around like 2:30, and I'll take like a 30-minute nap, because some days it's just like go, and I'm fine if I'm going, but the second I stop, like if I sit down for lunch or I stop to do something, then I realize like, oh, I'm really tired. But that usually hits me like later on in the afternoon. So I think I've experienced one time in the morning, I got done doing my makeup and I was like, wow, that was exhausting. I'm ready to go back to bed. So that was just one day that I was like overly exhausted, and I think maybe I didn't have like a good night's sleep that evening. So I think that kind of was why I was so exhausted. So I've already had a lot of my doctor's appointments, my ultrasounds, my blood work. Once you get past a certain age, they offer you genetic screenings and blood work if you want to find out the gender of the baby. So I've already had all that done. I was, I think, 11 weeks when I did it. It was last week. It was right before Mother's Day, so last week. And so I've had all of that. I do know the sex of the baby, and everything came back fine. Baby's healthy, growing the way it should be. I am due in November, but I've had 2 different due dates, so I'm not really sure. I've heard November 19th and I've heard November 3rd. So I'm not really sure next time I go back to the doctor. I had an appointment today, forgot to ask her, but when I go the next time, I'm going to ask again, like, what's the estimated due date? Because I've been told 2 different dates and they're kind of not really close together. So I need to figure that out next time I go. So some of the things in my first trimester that have helped me, and I'm going to share with you guys just in case there's anybody who's newly pregnant or things that you can help you during your first trimester. I started taking my prenatals about a year ago. I figured it wasn't going to be harmful. It's a, vitamin, just has more nutrients, and I've always heard it helps your hair, helps your nails. I haven't honestly noticed. My nails haven't been any different. Everyone always says, oh, when you're pregnant, your nails grow and your hair grows. And I'm like, I'm still waiting for that because my nails have not, they're still brittle and weak and aren't growing. So I don't know. But I've been using the Rainbow Light. These are the prenatal one, food-based multivitamin, complete nutrition for mom and baby. This one says energizes, eases discomfort, and non-constipating, easy to digest with probiotics and enzymes. These ones are vegan and gluten-free, and this is 150 tablets. I really, really like this brand. It has not made me nauseous. I know some people with prenatals get really nauseous. I really like this prenatal vitamin. It's a highly rated vitamin. So I like this. I bought these at Sprouts. I think you can get them, I know you can buy them online, but there's a couple of our like natural markets around that sell them. But I really like this, and this is my like 2nd or 3rd bottle. I did the week that I was nauseous for those couple days. I was terrified because I'm like, oh great, it's gonna hit me now. So I went out and just like armed myself with everything for, nausea. I bought these at Babies R Us. These are those like C bands, the seasickness bands. And I believe these were, these are PSI bands. I want to say the pack was like $11.39 or $12, but you get 2 in a pack. You wear them on each of your wrists. Sorry if you guys can see that. I burnt myself really bad with the curling iron. You get 2 of these in a pack, and you just use the like little tension pressure point like right here. And it's supposed to help with like nausea and dizziness. So I did wear these for a day, and I noticed after maybe like 10-15 minutes I wasn't as nauseous, but I bought these as like just in case. So I just had to honestly wear them for a day, but I've had them in my nightstand drawer just in case. And then I also picked these up at Babies R Us. I bought these first. These are the Preggie Pops, and these are, they have ginger in them. I bought 2 bags of these, and I've only had 1. I didn't really care for the one that I had. This is a pack that I haven't even opened, but you get 7 flavors. There's peppermint, lavender, spearmint, sour lemon, sour tangerine, ginger, and sour raspberry. So I bought these ones, and they're just little lollipops, but I really liked these. These ones are just the Preggie Pop like drops. They're just little like individually wrapped like little candies. And this is sour raspberry, green apple, sour tangerine, and sour lemon. So I really, really like these, and I've only used these like a couple times. They're just like individually wrapped like little hard candies. But they kind of help like if you're feeling like queasy or nauseous. I did notice like if I was really hungry, that was one thing that I tried not to let myself go like too many hours without eating, because that's when I started to notice that like, oh, I'm feeling sick. Like you start to get kind of like that queasiness. But as soon as I ate like something, even if it was something small, I felt fine. So I think it's just, don't let yourself get to that point of like being really hungry. So these help, like especially if you're out. I just leave a couple in my purse and I'll take these out with me wherever I'm, you know, if I'm on the go. And then the other thing that I bought, well, I originally had just bought like a couple. I have a few, I forgot them, they're in my bedroom. I originally just bought these two, and these are the Motherhood Maternity, these are called the Clip Down Sports Bra. And you can use them for nursing because they just snap down. So if you're breastfeeding, you just like clip this and it comes down. But these are just the sports bras. This one's navy. And if you are in your first trimester, newly pregnant, I recommend these. This is like life-changing. And I watched a YouTube video and somebody had recommended, and that day I literally hopped online and ordered these sports bras. This one's just turquoise. And no joke, like she was not kidding, these things really do make a huge difference. So if you are tender and sore and just uncomfortable, go and buy these. I just picked up these ones. These are still the Motherhood Maternity brand, but I bought these at Macy's. And these ones are $19.98 a piece, but at Macy's I did have a coupon. So I went ahead and used the coupon. That's one of the reasons I bought them at Macy's and not Motherhood, because Macy's was having a coupon, plus I got back like my Plenty points. So I got it in white, I have it in turquoise and navy, and then I also bought it in this black and white stripe. Just black and white stripe material. And then I got it in just basic black. So just a black one. But these, and I'll add a link if I can find them on Macy's and Motherhood, because if you have Macy's like coupons and stuff, these are actually a better price on Macy's than at Motherhood Maternity. But these are the best like sports bra while you're pregnant that I have found, and I absolutely love them. I wear them at nighttime. They're so supportive, because before I would just wear like a regular sports bra and it was still so uncomfortable, and then once I bought those, it's just the support is so much better and it's just so comfortable. You just get a really good night's sleep. I also bought these sleep bras. They're not the prettiest things, but they're just like, they're called sleeping bras. You get a pack of two. These were on clearance at Macy's. They were $14.99, I think. Originally $29.98, marked down to $19, then marked down to $14, plus I had another coupon. So these come in a pack of two, even on the Motherhood Maternity site, in different colors. But these are just really lightweight. It's not like something super supportive, but just to sleep, like put with your pajamas, they're still pretty comfortable. Because I did buy a set of these at Motherhood when I ordered my first ones, and I got them in black. So I ordered black, that's how I knew I liked these, because they were just soft and comfortable. So I will link these down below if you guys are interested. If you're pregnant, I honestly recommend those. That's probably one of the first purchases that I made because I was so uncomfortable, and I just wanted to make sure I was comfortable and it didn't hurt to like roll over or move in bed. So that was one of my first purchases. My second one was, and this pillow is way too big to bring in here, or I would. I saved the packaging. Let me just open this really quick. Okay. So I saved the packaging because the pillow is humongous. It does take up the majority of our bed, and we have a California king. So the pillow takes up half the bed. But I use 3 pillows to sleep anyway. Even when I'm not pregnant, I use 3 pillows. So I use 2 king pillows. I sleep with one, and then I keep one beside me, and then I use like a neck roll pillow on the other side of me. I don't know why, but I like to be boxed in when I sleep. So I found this pillow at Babies R Us. I did some research online, and this is the, I think it's Leech Co. The Chic. This is a contoured belly body pillow, back and belly sleeper. And this one is like the big U shape. So they have 2. There's one that's like a little, it looks like a candy cane, and then there's this one that's a full like U shape. And it shows you on the back how to, you know, if you want to sleep with your, on your back side, like with your head up, back and belly. This one says Diva Dozing, and then what goes around comes around. This is like if you hug your pillow. This pillow is really and truly so comfortable. Even if you're not pregnant, my husband tried it and was like, oh my gosh, I love this pillow. It's super comfortable. It's one of those things by the end of the night, I look forward to like putting this pillow in my bed and going to sleep because it's super, super comfortable. So I just got this one. It's like a natural color with like some white in it, but it's really, really comfy. So if you, and it's nice because as your belly grows, the pillow has like the cutouts for your belly. I haven't even started showing. My stomach is still completely flat. So I don't have a belly yet to sleep with a pillow, which I'm fine. But I've always been a stomach, like a belly sleeper. So I'm trying not to roll over on my stomach. So this pillow really helps me from like completely rolling over. But it's just really comfortable. I had to get used to it at first because the pillow itself, like where my head goes, is a lot higher than the pillow I normally like to sleep with. The one I like to sleep with is more like flat. So it was kind of an adjustment for me because I'm not used to such a high pillow. So I try to like sit on it and like squish down the neck part, like where my head goes. So that's the only thing. If you're used to a flat pillow, you'll have to get used to that one because I'm used to like a really flat pillow. That's how I like to sleep with my pillows. And that one is just kind of like fluffy and filled. So I think that's all that I've bought so far as like pregnancy stuff. I ordered some stuff online. I'll be doing a haul, some like pregnancy items, and I have like some other stuff that I bought at Forever 21 recently that are like maxis and stuff that I could grow into. But it's so hard when you're like new. I've never done this before, so I don't know like how big am I going to get? How's my belly going to grow? You know, I just don't know. So it's hard to shop lately. I've tried not to like shop as much, but then I kind of got like bummed out for a while because I'm like, I love shopping and I haven't been shopping because I don't really know where my body's going to go. So now I'm just trying to buy like mediums instead of smalls because I don't really know. So this first trimester, I will post pictures at the end. I started taking photos at 8 weeks. So I've done like every week, every Saturday since my trimester changes, I'm doing like bump updates. So I started on 8 weeks. So this Saturday, in a few days, I'll be doing 13 weeks. So I've just been making these chalkboard signs that I've been doing myself and just changing in and adding like information. I am keeping a pregnancy diary, so I thought it would be fun one day like for my child to look back and like read about things. Sometimes I'll just jot down like little things like symptoms or what happened that day or a doctor's appointment. Oh yeah, I'll show you the other thing I did get. That reminded me. Okay, so that reminded me, luckily I'm in my office, it was in my drawer, but the journal reminded me. This is just a journal. I forgot to take this off, but I just picked up this journal at Walmart. It was like a couple bucks. And it's just lined paper, and this is what I use just to kind of like journal every day, what happened, symptoms, things like that. So this is the pregnancy journal that I'm keeping. You can just use any lined paper if you're gonna, you know, do that. And then this was one of the first things that I bought was the pregnancy journal. And this one is just, it's kind of neat because it gives you, like you fill in your stuff, like symptoms, things like that, but it gives you like a note section, how are you feeling? These are like different dates. So each day it gives you like a little bit of information about like what's going on that week or that day, or what's, you know, what foods you should eat, or just little like tidbit things. And then it'll ask you like your weight and your waist size. So I've been tracking that on those days. And it's kind of neat because you just write down your information. So your whole pregnancy, you can fill out this little journal. And it just gives you all the information and stuff. And there are note sections. So I thought this one was really cool. They sell these at Target. You can also get them on Amazon. I will try to link everything that I find that I've purchased. I'll try to link it for you guys down below if you're interested. So I'll link up this one. And then I also found this one. This is just my pregnancy journal, Journey to Birth. And this one I think was this a Peanut Pot? Pearhead. I want to say Peanut Pot. It's Pearhead. So this one just has like a little turquoise or blue color string, and then I put my first ultrasound picture there, and then you basically, the big news, like how did you find out, when did you find out, how are you feeling, you just fill in all that stuff, and then your first doctor's appointment, and then there's a place here for like photos. So this was from my 8 weeks, so I have like the photos from 8 weeks in here, and then your first trimester, and then each trimester there's like, I put, this was from 9 weeks, and then my information, like how are you feeling, symptoms, cravings, things like that. 10 weeks, 11 weeks, so I just keep updating like the photos as I go. So I did find this one too that I really like, and it's just a pink and blue maternity journal. So those remind me when I said I was keeping a diary, that I bought those. Completely forgot about them, but I've had them in my drawer. So I think that's it. So far, my waist and my stomach, I keep measuring them for that book, and they've been about the same. Like it's maybe changed like a half an inch, but it's weird because it goes up and down. I did get weighed in today, so at 12 weeks and 4 days, I've gained 1 pound, and everything's looking good, everything's on track, so I'm really happy and excited. I will share with you guys soon what we're having, a boy or a girl, since I just recently found that out. I'm probably still trying to process that, maybe that's why I don't want to tell you guys yet. If you guys have any questions, or there's anything that you guys want me to film regarding either my miscarriage or this current pregnancy, if you guys want to have me share that information with you and tell you the story, I'm fine doing that. For any of you that have gone through that, I'm so sorry, because it is nothing that I ever wish upon anybody or anybody that has to go through that. It's just something that everyone processes differently, and it's just not really talked about. And I realized that when I went through mine and I was trying to find answers, and you can do so much research and there's just not a lot out there. So, you know, when you're trying to figure out the symptoms or what's happening with your body and things that are, you just don't know, like you're trying to find something but you don't know. Like you can turn to different forums and blogs and things like that, but you know, it's one of those things where it's just each individual woman goes through it differently and has to grieve it and process it differently, I guess. It's just, and just understanding it, I guess. I don't know, I'm at a loss for words for it because I don't really know what to say, because it's just so, I guess, shocking. So if there's anything that you guys want to know, if you want to know that story, if you want to know anything about this pregnancy, if I've forgotten anything, because sometimes these days I forget things, just ask. I'm usually an open book. You can just ask me anything. I'm going to try doing like weekly updates for you guys to kind of like keep up. So I haven't decided when I'm going to film them, because I know I've been bad lately with uploading on Monday and Thursday, just because lately doctor's appointments and stuff like that, it's been kind of hard. But I'm going to try to do it every week, but I'm not sure, because I don't know if every week I'm going to have something to update you guys on, because I haven't really had like symptoms. But maybe I'll just do updates on things that I bought, or you know, stuff like that. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. But I just want to let you guys know, because it was one of those things, I didn't know if I wanted to do a video on it or not. But then I thought, well, that's kind of dumb, because eventually I'm going to have a belly and you guys are going to wonder where it came from. Like, she wasn't pregnant and now she's pregnant. So I just felt it was something that I wanted to share with you guys and, you know, let you in on. It's a part of my life, a part of my journey. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So if there's anything that you guys want to know, or if I missed anything, just ask. Ask me in the comments down below. I will go ahead and answer you. And I'm going to try to link everything, like I said, that I've purchased, that I've used. Oh, and that's the other thing when I said used. I have been using coconut oil on my belly, on my breasts. Like, I usually use that as a daily moisturizer anyway, but I've been using that every single day, morning and night. So after I get done working out at night, take a shower, and I lather myself in the coconut oil. I've just been using that and bio oil. I've been using the bio oil sometimes if I don't want to use the coconut oil, but I usually always just grab my coconut oil. So I have been using that just to keep my stomach moisturized and try to keep stretch marks at bay. We'll see. So I've just been using coconut oil and the bio oil. Forgot to mention those two things. But other than that, I think that is everything. I hope you guys are enjoying your week, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.